There is a statement that has come out of Abuja in the last 24 hours that has set Nigerian social media completely ablaze. And the man who made it is not just any government official. He is the National Security Adviser to President Bola Tinubu himself. Nuhu Ribadu, the man whose entire job description is to protect Nigerians from threats to their safety and security, stood before a gathering and made a declaration that has left millions of Nigerians stunned, angry, and asking very serious questions about the direction of this country's fight against terrorism and banditry. He described terrorists operating in Nigeria as, and these are his direct words, our brothers. He called the killings and kidnappings ravaging northern Nigeria a family affair, and he said that Nigerians must seek dialogue and understanding with the terrorists. That is the National Security Adviser of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, speaking about the people who are burning mosques during Ramadan, abducting schoolgirls, taking out soldiers, and laying waste to entire communities across the north. Our brothers, family affair. Let that sink in for a moment. The video of Ribadu making these remarks has been circulating widely on X and other social media platforms since Saturday, March 1st, 2026, and the reaction from Nigerians has been swift, fierce, and deeply emotional. Because while Ribadu was calling bandits and terrorists brothers and describing their violence as a family matter, real families, actual Nigerian families, were burying their dead. Just 3 days before this video surfaced, on February 26th, bandits attacked a mosque in Kebbi State during Ramadan prayers and took out 4 worshippers. Just 1 week before that, on February 18th, Lakurawa bandits took out 33 people in a single attack across 8 communities in Arewa local government area in the same Kebbi State. Schoolgirls abducted from Government Girls Comprehensive Senior Secondary School in Maga, Kebbi State, in November 2025 are still in captivity. 2 soldiers were killed when ISWAP stormed the Garaha Mujili Army Camp in Adamawa on February 23rd. These are not abstract statistics. These are people, real families, and their National Security Adviser is on camera calling the people who did this to them their brothers. Now, here is an important detail that adds even more weight to the outrage. Ribadu did not say this in isolation. Just 1 day before his comments went viral, Major General Michael Onoja, the Director of Defense Media Operations for the Nigerian military, said in a public address that Boko Haram fighters are still Nigerians under the law and that they may have erred, suggesting they should ultimately be reintegrated. 2 senior security officials in 2 consecutive days making statements that appear to humanize and rehabilitate the very individuals accused of slaughtering innocent Nigerians. For critics, the pattern is impossible to ignore. An ex-user identified as Malam Jabir, a political commentator, wrote that Ribadu's statement was reckless and that it sounds as though the bandits are winning and those in charge have no clear plan to end the bloodshed. Another user named Obiasogu David pointed out on X that within the space of a week, both an army general and the NSA had publicly described Boko Haram and bandits in sympathetic terms, one calling them fellow citizens, the other calling them brothers, and asked whether terrorism would ever end under the APC administration. Those comments are being shared and agreed with by thousands of Nigerians right now. Now, to be fair, there is a school of thought represented by voices including Sheikh Ahmed Gumi and others that argues dialogue and negotiation with armed groups in the Northwest is both necessary and pragmatic. They argue that purely military approaches have not ended the crisis in over a decade and that addressing the root causes of banditry, including poverty, marginalization, and lack of education, requires engaging with community leaders and even armed groups directly. This is not a new argument. President Buhari's administration explored various forms of dialogue with armed groups. The debate between military force and negotiation in counter-insurgency is genuine, complex, and ongoing around the world. Ribadu's comments may have been intended within that framework, but the way he said it, calling active terrorists our brothers while communities are not safe, is what has caused the firestorm. The timing, the phrasing, and the complete absence of any acknowledgement of the victims and their pain in his statement is what Nigerians are reacting to. You can believe in dialogue and still acknowledge that innocent people are dying. You can believe in understanding the root causes of violence and still refuse to describe the perpetrators of mass atrocities as family. That balance, many Nigerians feel, was missing entirely from what Ribadu said. So here is the question we want you to answer honestly in the comments today. Do you think Nuhu Ribadu is right that dialogue with terrorists and bandits is the way forward for Nigeria? Or do you believe his comments were completely irresponsible and insulting to the victims and their families? Drop your most honest answer below. Share this video so every Nigerian who needs to hear this story gets the full picture. Like it if this breakdown gave you the context you needed. And stay subscribed because the political fallout from these comments is just getting started.